Take 3 Wrestling Podcast coming to you on September 15th, 2022. I'm your host, Ernest EJ Christian, alongside Mikey B. What's up, bud?
Oh, hey, I'm unmuted now. I can talk.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Jim. Producer Jim.
We don't fuck with the producer. Them's the rules.
I don't know the rules, but
I would say I don't make the rules, but that's not true.
Who knew that Derwin James could throw a hell of a spine buster until tonight?
Did you see that? He has a future in the.
Is he going to end up in Jacksonville or Orlando first? That's the magic question.
Definitely Orlando. We may not get Joe Lopez tonight. We'll see. Tonight. But we do have a special guest today. We have Jason Howe from the Mindless Wrestling Podcast. Jay, first time on the show. What's up, buddy?
Guys, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited to do this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're all here. I'm assuming all of us, all four of us right now are watching this game, Chargers and Chiefs, fourth quarter.
Yeah. I think we all
if you watch this on YouTube, after the fact, of course, the video version of this, I need 21 points in this quarter to get my over.
Good luck.
As you can see, my name is Derwin James is the true number one, because we'll be talking about the PWI top 500 at some point.
Derwin James might be a future. James might be a future fucking PWI wrestler in 10 years. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, so we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about a possible NXT rebrand coming up. We'll see. The season premiere of Raw is coming up very soon. What do you hope we change? And then a favorite topic from the 3CT podcast that Jim's bringing over here today. Bucket of topics.
The old bucket of topics.
Look, by the way, intern Marks last week. God damn it, dude.
We dug back into intern Mark's bucket of topics for this upcoming week's Tuesday show.
Wait. He did it again?
No.
Yeah, we did it again.
Hershey Mark too.
If you want to potentially hear the final episode of 3CT podcast on a Tuesday, tune into this. I'll leave that as a little teaser.
So I gotta wait for.
I have on all podcast platforms. YouTube.
Wait, so I am a Patreon member, so I get the episode on Sunday.
Yeah, I gotta remember. You know what? I gotta be honest. We're
get
some points there.
Go score!
Our Patreon's likely going away. Like, we love you as a supporter. Don't get me wrong. But like you're like the lone patron. So we're likely going to shut that down for a while and just refocus content on the feeds and all of that, because it's a shame. No, we don't get much on the Patreon, so it is what it is.
So you don't want my $2 anymore? Which is trying to tell me.
That's true. We appreciate your $2 a month, your $24 a year, but we'll let you get a cheeseburger at McDonald's.
That'd be gas money, homie.
There you go.
Oh, you see pick six here? Pick six by Watson?
All right.
So let's get to the first topic of the day of the show. The PWI put out their top. Is it 100 or 500? 500.
500.
Okay. Let's just dive into it. Obviously, number one, the title of this episode is Acknowledge, because number one is Acknowledge. Tribal Chief, the boss, head of the table. What do you call him, Mikey? What is the nickname for?
The ooh ee ooh ah ah ting tang walla walla bing bang.
That's that guy. Yeah, Roman Reigns is number one on the PWI top 500. Obviously, I'm going to assume that no one has any pushback on this, right?
I mean, no, because you have to remember, as always, like we have to remind everyone every year, it's purely kayfabe. So. Right. Yeah, he held both the top titles. He beat Brock Lesnar twice. He main evented WrestleMania. What else is there to do?
Now the Mindless Wrestling guys, they're all pro Roman, heavy Roman.
Yeah,
I mean everybody should be
unabashedly.
No, I agree, Jim. But I feel like their show, more than probably any wrestling podcast I follow, is like pro Roman to the gills, like
for sure.
We have to. You have to understand, for me personally, Roman Reigns literally brought me back to professional wrestling.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was my guy when I got back in. So,
what's your story? Did you go away for a little while and came back? I took 7 years off, but what'd you do?
Yeah, everybody takes a little time out. Obviously, we have the Laps fan or whatever. But so basically, I watched in the early '90s with my brother, my cousins. We watched during the whole NWO era, DX. From '97 and on to 2003, 2004, and then kind of grew out of it. Mm-hmm. So. I left it dormant for a long, long time, and I kind of had my ear to the ground to know enough to know who John Cena was, or when he was coming up, and the Shield was a thing. So, and then one day, I was a big fan of the show Arrow when it was on TV, and Stephen Amell just tweeted, "Hey, I'm going to be at Raw." So I was like, oh, "Okay, I'll watch Raw." I start watching Raw. He books them. He gets in that fight with everybody. He books the match with him and Neville versus Stardust and now Cody Rhodes, which that goes a whole different road. But anyway, he books the match at SummerSlam. So I'm like, all right, I'll tune in for the rest of this Raw and SummerSlam because why not? Mm-hmm. You get the free month of the network. Roman Reigns has a match against one of the Wyatts that night. I'm just like, this guy's a superhero. What is this guy's story? So I got SummerSlam, got hooked again, and was like, just stupid nonsense. And I love it. And then 3 years.
It's been 7 years since, or?
And then, so it's been, that was SummerSlam 2015. So.
Okay. Yeah.
7 years. Yeah. 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years. And then, a couple of years later, my wife and I get engaged right before we walk into WrestleMania 34, the one in New Orleans.
That's 34. Right?
Yeah, that was 34.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then I left that night a very unhappy camper. But
you guys did like a wrestling belt entrance to your wedding reception.
Yeah.
Cool. We did. We came out to it's my pin tweet. Thanks to my friend Danny. And we came out to Seth Rollins' theme song because I wanted to come out to either Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes, and then I got vetoed by the wife. So there you go.
Look, wedding day. We're all married here. We get it.
Yeah,
right.
We get it.
Exactly.
We do what they say.
Exactly. Especially on that day.
Yeah,
right.
If you want to fight a battle on another day, that's on you. That's
right.
a problem. But on that day, no, sir. No, sir.
So, Jim, if you can go ahead and flash that list again, I think it was 50, right? 50 deep so far?
Yeah, I did the top 50 because it's like, look, my thought on the list is, we gotta understand it's a list put together by the people of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. It is based on their criteria, which I'll run down here in a second. But that's one of the important things to remember is it's just based on there. So it's like once you get past 50, once you get past 100, I'm not to take anything away from anybody who's on the list,
right?
And it's no slight on anyone who is left off the list, but it is what it is. So the evaluation period for the PWI top 50 or top 500 was from July 1st of 2021 to June 30th of this year. There are 4 ranking criteria. The first one is in-ring achievements, which is your win-loss records, championships, tournaments won, all of that. You have influence, which is visibility and prestige within a promotion and or the industry. Technical ability, quality of moves, matches, and ring psychology. And then lastly, the 4th ranking criteria is competition, which is defined as success against the most varied and highest quality opponents available. So that's the criteria that Pro Wrestling Illustrated uses to make their list.
So should we go backwards 50 to 1 and just kind of pick away the things that stood out to you a little bit? Because we could do that right now.
Certainly can.
I see a Wheeler Uter sighting there at 43.
43.
Yeah. Randy Orton 47. For the listeners on the podcast, 50 Trish Adora, 49 Trey Miguel, 48 Daniel Garcia, 47 Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura at 46, Darby Allin 45, Minoru Suzuki at 44, Uter, like I said, 43, Jacob Fatu at 42, and Sayokon 41. I'm a little surprised. Did Shinsuke win a title in this?
He was the Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, he was the Intercontinental
But
champion.
when we complaining that he wasn't defending it at all?
He did not have a great reign.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole list is win-loss record. Like in a predetermined sport, we're ranking people because they win more matches because they're getting pushed. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess let me throw the flag on where we're at. I wouldn't have had Shinsuke in the top 50.
I probably wouldn't have either.
Likewise. What about you, Jay?
A guy like Phoenix or Pac or Ricky Starks probably deserves that a little bit more than Shinsuke personally.
Yeah, he's a tad high, I would say, because I'm racking my brain and I'm like, aside from very, very recently, which doesn't count, I don't remember much.
Yeah,
there are obviously stuff way in the past that we remember way more, but this recent run has been kind of,
I mean, outside of adding Rick Books to his character, it's the only thing I remember really standing out that year.
Right, and that's not him,
Yeah. Darby feels a little low. I know he's.
Does he though? I mean,
that's a good matches in 2021. I can't say 2022.
Sure, he's also known for wrapping himself up in a body bag and throwing himself off of fucking objects that he really shouldn't be. I mean, if you're saying he's low, Randy Orton, who was the Raw Tag Team Champion,
dude, I was sitting there looking at Randy at 47, and I'm like, I don't understand how he's below Nakamura. I don't understand how.
When did he get hurt again, though? When did he get hurt?
I mean, that was
recent.
A little. I mean, that was a little before Mania, maybe.
Right,
probably around.
Okay. I saw, yeah.
He probably around this little after Big E's injury, so I don't think that should hurt him really.
No, he's definitely low.
Well, but especially because up to that point, he was on an all-time, rejuvenated run.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. I mean,
and this whole year is really at the peak of RK Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, anyway.
That feels a little low to me out of those ones.
All right. Anything else stands out? This box of 10 here. Anything else stands up, you guys?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
So next 10 here from 40 to 31. We got Eddie Kingston at 40, El Desperado 39, Scorpio Sky 38, Xavier Woods 37, Kevin Owens 36. How do you pronounce that, Mike? Hichisero 35. Jake Lee, 34. Ace Austin, 33. Nakajima, 32. And Bandito at 31. All right. So Xavier Woods stands out to me a little bit here. I mean, he did win the crown last October at the Saudi show. Then he did get hurt also after that, too. Am I wrong with saying it's a little bit high, though?
No, he had the program with the Bloodline.
I guess, I guess, but
that was pretty cool.
Right,
short, but
right.
But
but
the real question here is looking at who's underneath Woods. Who do you put ahead of him?
Right. Good question.
That's a good question. I mean, I ain't mad at it for the record. I love
It's
Woods.
not that he's too
right.
high. It's the fact that there's nobody in that immediate 5 to 7 names that I'm screaming to put ahead of him. Scorpio Sky was mediocre with his TNT title run. El Desperado was good in New Japan, but he's probably where he needs to be. Eddie Kingston didn't win a feud until Revolution against Chris Jericho, and then he went back to losing again. Jacob Fatu had already lost the MLW title. So there's nothing that's like screaming like this guy needs to be ahead of Xavier Woods here.
Right.
I actually don't know anything about 34 and 35, which is very rare because I'm the guy who knows a lot about independent wrestling. I'm the one that normally is the strong arm for the other two that are here in Joe. And literally I looked up this list and I saw it pop up here and I had only looked over the list a little bit. And I looked and I was like, Jake Lee. I'm like, Jake Lee what? Like, is that an abbreviation for something? Is that a different name? Who is Jake Lee? Like, kind of.
He's just there, Mike. He's just there. Savio Vega.
Oh,
I have no idea who that is.
So he's the 2022 Savio Vega. All right, cool.
I feel like if Eddie Kingston actually won some matches, because he always seems to be losing a lot of big matches on pay-per-views, he'd be higher on this list. He had some really good feuds last year.
Yeah, but he was a punching bag pretty much, unfortunately, when push came to shove. But he over at the same time over the last year, he really raised his profile.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kevin Owens feels low also to me.
See, I feel like Kevin Owens is a really weird year because like he's a featured player, but like what was he featured doing? You know, like, and I know it was a little bit later in the time period. But like if you think about it, like in the later part of this time period, he's going off about, you know, Elias / Ezekiel, you know, you know, and there was a period of time where he was away for a bit. I think there was like he and his family had COVID, his mom, his mother-in-law or somebody had passed away, so he had taken some time away during this year.
And half this period we all speculated about him going to AEW actually.
Yeah, there was that bit of a buzz that was out there of his contract coming up and what was going to happen with it. I feel like I don't, and I love Kevin Owens, and dear God, you know, I'm excited to see where he could potentially land on next year's 500. But I don't necessarily, there's not really any issues for me in this group of 10.
Okay. All right. Let's get the next 10 here. 30 to 21. We got Mike Bailey at 30, Zack Sabre Jr. at 29, Sammy Guevara at 28, Will Ospreay 27, Bron Breakker at 26. AC Mack at 25. Is that Josh Alexander? I'm assuming 24.
No, that's Hammerstone.
Oh, okay. Oh, Josh Alexander's a little higher now. I apologize.
Josh Alexander's a little higher.
Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. 23, Jay White. 22, Chris Jericho. And 21, Moose. All right, fellas. Bron Breakker a little low, right?
Ospreay should be higher.
Beaker?
Breaker should be up a couple spots. Jay White, I feel like, should be higher on this list.
What's Sammy? Sammy's had a great year, actually. I mean, I know that Tay Conti thing's a little annoying and shit, but other than that,
I can't take Sammy as a top 25 wrestler of the year.
Okay.
Because he never really stood alone. He was always Jericho's second. He was always doing something with Jericho, whether it was the Appreciation Society or, you know, the other bullshit stable that Jericho's had in AEW.
Oh.
So the way I look at Guevara is it's just kind of like good year. Don't know that I put him in the top 25 because if he did a lot of this on his own, maybe I would see the selling point. I think Jay White should be higher. Like I said, I think Moose should probably drop a couple spots. Alexander Hammerstone, I don't know what MLW's really been doing recently.
Right. It's like he's MLW champion, but what the fuck does that even mean?
You know, I know they've been on hiatus and not doing much.
Okay.
So I mean, at the beginning of the period of the voting, they were still running and he was winning matches and he was beating people. So I want to say that he's 24 because he held on because he was probably higher at the beginning of this thing and just started free falling as they didn't have shows.
Jay, anything stand out to you on this next bracket of 10?
No, not really. I mean, I don't follow every single person here enough to really nitpick up or down. But again, from a kayfabe standpoint, Bron Breakker did a lot of stuff and he was a rocket ship.
I need it for Lady because she moved.
He would do it. He did it in developmental. You know, again in kayfabe. So
of course,
obviously he would be higher on like some sort of rookie of the year list, but I think he's about proper range. And Hammerstone, again, you know, and I believe during this time period they had that unification match with, I want to say with Jacob Fatu, some sort of unification match in MLW, or, you know, title, undisputed title or disputed title or something like that. But I watched the match and the match was absolutely insane. And obviously that was a big win. So and Hammerstone again is a rocket ship, man. I think either of the big leagues are just waiting for that MLW contract to
Yeah. And I feel like with and obviously we're gonna talk about it here in a little bit, but I feel like with the rebrand of NXT, I feel like there's a show in Orlando that could use a guy like that much more than a show or based out of Jacksonville. For me, I would have probably make the argument for Braun Breaker to be a little bit higher, maybe even to pass Hammerstone, just because of the volume of work. And again, when you're looking at a criteria where, like influence and presence or whatever it was in the industry, I get it's quote unquote just NXT, but he's out there. He's had matches on Raw. Like I feel like most wrestling fans probably are at least aware of who Braun Breaker is, as opposed to Alexander Hammerstone.
Right.
I agree with Mike. I think Jay White's got to be a little bit higher above Moose. I may even argue, if I'm just looking at it, that Jericho should probably maybe even be above Moose. I mean, I know, away from wrestling, the Grand Wizard isn't always my favorite.
He feels a little like a default move that he's there that high, honestly.
I mean, yes and no, but I mean, he's when you're talking about the second, whether we like it or not, the second biggest wrestling company, it's second biggest in the US. You can debate New Japan versus AEW in terms of its reach in the world, but second or third biggest brand in the world, and Jericho is one of the featured players there. So maybe it's fine at 22, but maybe one higher. I don't know.
Right.
But those are the only ones in that group that I would tweak a little bit. I don't think there's anything egregious.
Right. All right. Next Bratch, 20 to 11. We have at 20 Drew McIntyre, 19 Kenny Omega, 18 Adam Cole, 17 Seth Rollins. Oh, okay. 16 MJF, 15 Tanahashi, 14 Josh Alexander, 13 Matt Cardona, 12 John Moxley, and 11 Shingo Takagi. All right, Seth. I'm gonna say right now, Seth's way too fucking low.
I don't know.
No, he isn't.
You don't think
I
so?
don't think he is.
And I think the reason he's probably low is because of the losses.
Yep, that's exactly it. And he's been a punching bag, man.
And I'm tired of it.
Match in this time period.
Well, yeah, especially during that time period, like he was a absolute punching bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
got everyone over, and he had amazing matches, which is probably why he's still so high.
Yeah,
but yeah, he lost a lot.
Like Rollins is doing the best work of his career,
absolutely,
despite losing every feud he's been in and the majority of his matches. So it tells you the quality of his work. But like when win-loss record is one of the four pillars.
Yeah.
Of the criteria, because I get it. And dude, like somebody tweeted out earlier today, and I don't remember who it was, but it was like they asked, like, who's your favorite wrestler right now? My answer with a bullet, Seth Rollins. Right now, I am loving Seth Rollins today, September 15, 2022, and what he's been doing more than anybody else in this industry. I love this Roman Reigns run, but Rollins is there literally week in, week out, show in, show out.
Yep.
And I love it. And I've always been a Rollins guy.
He's feuded in this time period since July. He's feuded at this time with Edge.
Mm-hmm.
He's feuded with Roman.
Mm-hmm.
He's feuded with Cody.
Yep.
And some of the little ones I'm sure.
Match of the year.
Yeah. So I hate that the losses get so weighed in this thing, because if you're telling me off just on entertainment purposes, this motherfucker's top 5 at least.
The
kayfabe is the.
If we take away the losses and shit,
but I mean, well, let's be fair. How are you going to not? And I get, like, again, we're arguing semantics of a predetermined sport, but like
it's still real to me, Jim.
Or like you have to take wins and losses into consideration.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Like you have to.
Dude, this stuff is just like playing like the old collectible card game, the like wrestling collectible card games and stuff like that. It's or the GM games that they have.
Right.
It's because you're supposed to live in that world and play with it that way. It's supposed to be like the NFL Top 100.
Yeah. But looking in this group of 10, I don't think Omega should be this high.
It's a default move there
I feel like most of this time period he's either doing 6-man tags or he's hurt and he's not around.
Yeah. July, November, he was doing the 6-man tags and do the hold the Impact title and the other title and then fucking AEW title. He loses it in fucking November and he's gone.
Yeah. I think Moxley's too low. I think Cardona's too low.
Yeah, Cardona's way too low in my opinion. He was.
I think both of those guys should be in your top 10.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I think the biggest snub out of a top 10 spot is the walking weapon, Josh Alexander.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
The guy's been Impact Wrestling World Champion or in the world title picture for basically the entire year.
He's the black guy, right? Mike, he's the black guy?
Yes.
No. He's the white guy. He's Canadian.
No,
Jonathan actual wrestling.
Jonathan Gresham, sorry. Fuck. Got shit wrong all the time. Fuck.
So I'm sorry. I'm one of these guys, and this is where it is. Moxley in, Alexander in, Cardona probably like 11, and I'd probably drop Gresham and Biggie out of the top 10.
Biggie won the title last year, right? Am I correct on that?
In that time period, yes, he did win the title.
Okay. That's probably why he's in the top 10 as we're going to get to a second. But Adam Cole at 18, no issue, because Adam Cole between, ending NXT that summer, going to AEW. AEW run's been kind of hot and cold.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Feels a little high. Feels a little high. Must I love Adam Cole.
This is Josh Alexander, by the way, EJ.
Oh, the white guy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the white guy.
No, Jason, this is an inside joke. That's why.
The white guy with the tag.
Okay.
It's inside joke.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Omega, like I said, he's there by default because he had the AEW title. That's it.
Yep.
MJF.
He had a breakout year, man.
He did.
No titles though.
No
titles.
True.
He had a couple losses too in this period. He lost to Punk in the pay-per-view. Lost to Wardlow, right, in May, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that was right at the end of the criteria.
Right.
So you can maybe move him up a couple of spots, but I don't think
he's 2-0 in Blood and Guts, though, right?
He is.
Blood and Guts!
Other than that, Moxley's okay. I think Moxley had a nice second part of this criteria, actually. Come back from rehab and then really kicking ass after that.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's been tearing up shit on the indies, too.
Yeah.
So Moxley's got to be in the top 10.
I agree with you on that.
I'm with Mike on that one.
I feel like if he wasn't away for a few months, he would have been in the top 10, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's what's holding him back.
Yeah.
If he's not gone, he's probably in the top 6.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so that's the top 10. Number 10, the black guy, Jonathan Gresham.
That's the black guy.
That's the black guy. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
What I'm here for.
Number 9, Big E. Number 8, El Hijo Del. Number 7, Brian.
Del Vikingo. The list I copied this from, they didn't have a few of the names with their full names.
Okay, number 7, Brian Daniel Bryanson. Number 6, Cody Rhodes. Number 5, go ahead.
Oh, yes.
Number 5.
What am I doing?
Bobby.
Lashley. Number 4, Adam Page. Number 3, Phil from Chicago. Number 2, Okada. And number 1, of course, we acknowledge him, Roman Reigns. Okay. Again, number 1, no problems with a bullet. Boom.
Yeah.
Big E, he got hurt when? Over the winter? Or
Yeah, it was a little bit before WrestleMania.
Okay. Yeah, you win the world title, you got to get some love there. So I had no problem being in the top 10.
When did he win the world
October.
title?
October 21.
And he lost it
in January, February?
Mania or Rumble?
Rumble or was it day 1? No.
He lost it in the 3-way at day 1.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah, it was Bob, Brock, and
Right.
E, right?
Right. Might have been day one
Yeah,
because Brock got it back
right. I think
Right.
that's it.
because Roman missed the show because of COVID.
Right. And I had tickets to that show, and we
Right.
got our flight canceled because of
Right.
COVID.
Right.
Yeah, he lost it at day one. He was originally supposed to schedule, or he's originally scheduled defend the title at day one against Rollins, but then when Roman got COVID, then they scrambled, made the 5-way, and then Brock won.
Right.
Cody, is he low? Too low here?
No, because he didn't win any actual titles.
Yeah.
Did he have the TNT title during this time period?
I thought he had it one time quickly and then lost it quickly.
Yeah, he might have.
I thought he had it a second time.
There was also that period of time where he kind of went away.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of time. And then obviously when he came back, big moment, beats Rollins twice. I think he's fine at 6.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with him at 6.
Bobby Lashley, the fact they made Goldberg Lashley look decent alone deserves top 5 billing. Honestly,
good for him.
And that Saudi show, yeah.
What was the time frame for this again?
July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2022.
Cody did have a title run with the TNT title December 22nd. He won the belt. And then Sammy won an interim at Battle of the Belts.
Interim.
So when did?
We had the unification match 2 weeks later in January.
You remember that? Yeah. And then he was gone.
Okay.
2 months later. Adam Page, obviously top 5. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If they booked the fucking thing properly and had him keep against Phil, he should be in top 3.
I actually still have him in the top 3.
Who's that? Page?
Yeah, Page is in my top 3.
I think Page should be top. I personally think should be top 3 mainly because that even before the title, that build in July up to the title was amazing.
I think you swap Punk and Page.
I would too.
Here's the name that no one's going to want to talk about being too high on this list, but I think we need to talk about it. That's the guy that's sitting at number 7.
Is he too high for you?
Yeah.
I can see the argument to some degree.
He got it. So
when did he show up there?
September last year.
Okay, so his his end run in SmackDown is there too, right?
Let me
no.
Or was that longer than I thought?
No, he ended I think in May or June of 21. Okay. He was gone for 3 months after that.
His final match in WWE was May 4th.
There we go.
All right,
that was before he didn't debut in AEW until September 5th.
Right.
Wow.
He debuted All Out.
Yep. With Adam Cole.
Showed up after the whole Bullet Club reunion.
Yep.
And his stuff in AEW was good, not great. It was fine for what it was.
He's had some good matches. He had the little feud with Kenny, which he ultimately didn't win. Right,
Adam Page. Couple matches there was pretty good.
What has he really done?
No, I can definitely see the argument for and Herbert's hurt right now. Jesus,
look at my name.
He got hit real hard a few minutes ago.
Look at my name.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm pretty sure he does.
He's grimacing every time he throws the football.
So why is he in the game still? It's beyond me.
Because they're down by 10 with 2 minutes.
Yeah, you're down 10. I mean,
no, gotta do it.
Here's the deal. You're not gonna make them. When your ribs are broken, it's a matter of playing through the pain at that point.
I mean, literally, he's gonna get 10 days off.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No, but I can see argument for him being lower. But is he still top 10?
I wouldn't have him in my top 10.
I don't think he is.
Knowing that you have Moxley, Cardona, Josh Alexander, potentially Seth Rollins if you want to bump him up a little. Hiroshi Tanahashi had a good year, as did Shingo. I think those are all guys that you could make a viable argument for to be ahead of Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him.
I mean, to me, MJF had a better year than Bryan Danielson.
Could argue that.
definitely more interesting year than Brad Danielson.
You know, so
For sure.
Can I ask a question? I actually don't know. Obviously, the PWI 500, Trisha Dora is a female competitor.
Okay.
How the fuck did Jade Cargill not make the top 50? The bitch hasn't lost.
That's a good point.
It's a good question.
I mean, I get it. I get it. It's kayfabe, and she's but she's running through
at all.
Everybody.
Yeah, where is she on the list?
Yeah, I'm look
that
up
up
right now.
Yeah, you got me curious now.
I'm just saying because if we're talking about the kayfabe world and wins and losses matter.
She's the only female on this list too, right? 50,
that
right?
bitch strong ain't lost yet.
I mean, I'm thinking this is like an all male list. Like, where's Bianca at?
There's other women on the list, but
Where's Becky at?
That's a weird criteria.
No, I thought this was a male list only because right now I would put fucking Becky and Bianca over like fucking 80% of this fucking list.
Yeah, I know they do a separate women's top 100.
Masha Slamovich was 110. Ali Katch was 111.
Where's Bianca Belair?
This has got to be a fucking male list because don't how you don't have Bianca Belair on this or Becky. I mean, even Britt Baker or something could be on this list.
And how do you have Masha and Ali Katch? Is that just because they wrestle males?
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
Does Trisha Dora?
I believe so.
Maybe
that's the criteria then.
Yeah, it's gotta be a separate list. Come on, score, motherfucker.
So it's got to be if you compete intergender.
Okay.
I mean, that's the only thing that it can be because
you're right.
None of your top women are because they do a women's top 100.
Right.
I'm just saying, it just doesn't make sense that you don't have someone who's 40-0 and someone who's been in the title picture all year, not in the top 50.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, because she doesn't, compete in the men's division.
Yeah.
Even though Jade Cargill could probably kick a lot of the male division of AEW's ass.
And so could Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get it.
Wait, sorry.
What? Have they put out a women's list yet?
Unfortunately,
it comes out later in the year. Because they do a women's 100. Let me see when that one comes out.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually more interested in that list than this one. This one, I don't know. This one felt a little like blah to me this year. Like the PWIs in the last couple years have been pretty decent, but this one's like kind of like okay.
The women's 100 usually comes out in October, I believe.
Okay, so we'll definitely get into that.
So the real question here is who's number one in that? Jade Cargill or Bianca Belair?
Probably Bianca.
Bianca Belair.
Because WrestleMania wins.
Yeah, I would think.
WrestleMania holds a lot of weight. Winning WrestleMania holds a lot of weight.
Women and it's a secondary title. She's holding the secondary title. Jade is.
Yeah, that's true.
That is.
And they made a title and named it after her. I mean, that title really should be called that bitch strong.
She should be the fucking AEW women's title at this point now.
She should. Yeah.
Somebody's got to beat her though to take the TBS title off of her.
Right.
That's the problem. No one's as valuable.
We ain't doing that yet.
So there's your top 50 we broke down here. All right. So let's have some fun here, Jim, with your topic. Can't wait.
Oh, by the way, Gunther should have been ranked higher.
Where the hell was he?
Like 90.
You know why he came in late? He limped in late. That's why.
Bless you.
But he was still down in NXT doing stuff.
I guarantee you next year he in top 25.
If he continues the trajectory he's on now, he's going to be probably in the top 15 next year.
Yeah, and now Hunter also running things too.
Gunther at 91, Riddle at 89, Kofi at 85.
Whoa, Riddle 89?
4. Malachi Black at 73. Edge at 65. Wardlow at 67. Nick Aldis at 60. Phoenix and Pac at 55 and 56.
EJ, you're not getting points, by the way.
No. Around there, when you start ranking them, I start to get a popsicle headache.
That's the bad news there, fucking Jim. I need 1 point.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
No, 3 points. 3 points. Sorry, 3 points.
You're not getting it.
Ooh.
All right, are we doing the bucket of topics?
Where's your popcorn at?
Bucket of taco.
Well, I ate it. That's how we got the bucket. That's how we got the bucket.
This is so much fun.
Because
This is so much fun.
So just for my own sanity, I'm gonna do it this way. So I'll go EJ, Mike, Jason. So let's open the bucket. I don't even remember how many I did, but
whatever.
There's some like this or that. There's some word associations. Let's go. EJ, hot coffee or iced coffee?
Iced coffee. I'm not even a coffee guy, but iced coffee of the two.
I love iced coffee. I just got a iced coffee brewer at home.
Oh, nice.
Big Mike, best or favorite WWF Hasbro figure?
That's a good one.
The Legion of Doom 2-pack.
Ooh, I like that. All right. Jason, trip to the beach or trip to where you go camping?
Beach.
Good choice. EJ, is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Ooh, behold.
Oh, that's a hot dog.
Mike, favorite movie or documentary about a band or a singer?
I actually got that one, actually, man. Fuck!
Dude, bucket.
No, the bucket. The bucket is spoken.
Probably the one they just did about Freddie Mercury.
Okay, solid.
Be Rhapsody.
Jason, the 2022-2023 Stanley Cup champions will be.
Oh God, I know nothing.
Not the
about
Capitals
hockey right now.
Wow,
You
fuck
shitty
off,
person.
Ranger fan. Go fuck yourself.
Boston Bruins, I believe.
All right.
I'm a
Hey,
dick.
hold on. Before we move on, tell Toolbox to shove it up his ass. Saying ain't gonna be a cap. We're gonna go further than the fucking Rangers.
I'm a
dude.
dick. I'm sorry, Mike. No, I don't hate the Caps on the record. I'm just fucking.
EJ, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram?
Ooh, that's tough. Definitely not Facebook. Get that out of the fucking paint real quick. I'll go Instagram.
All right. Mike, live indie show or live WWE show that's not WrestleMania? And I put that part in there in case you or Joe got that question.
See, what I would say is I would compare it like house show or like TV/PLE because I think it's different environments. Because here's the thing. You're telling me it's not WrestleMania. I've been to a Royal Rumble. I'm going to take a Royal Rumble over an indie show.
I mean, all I said was not Mania, so you can interpret the question however.
I will go premium live event.
Okay. Jason, Disco Inferno.
Go away.
Yeah, perfect.
He's still a dick. That guy's a fucking dick.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
EJ, Danhausen.
A lot of fun.
The
The
correct
only
answer
appropriate
is
answer
very
to that-
nice, very evil.
Very nice,
Yeah,
very
you
evil.
got,
Yeah.
you got that one wrong.
Sorry, man.
You did that wrong.
Wrong.
Big Mac. Dude, I'm glad you got this one too. Favorite WWE Funko Pop?
Oh God!
Ooh.
You know what?
Hold on.
Take a computer. Yeah, take a
I've
computer.
looked.
Go to the
Here's
fucking
Mike's
house.
head.
Hold on.
There you go, right there.
That's the
Take it to
sound
the
of
house.
Mike's head exploding.
Hold on. Which?
Is that Roman in the right there?
So the thing is, today I actually.
Roman and ponytail Brock.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop.
Oh shit!
Yep,
That's
I
the thing.
So today I actually
Yeah.
went through my collection and started rescanning them, so I could see like
Nice.
kind of how much they're going for. Right now I have a Hardy 2-pack that's going for $140, which I think is really cool. The Eddie with the Lowrider is going for $70. Yeah, but I think my favorite is the first actual Chase figurine that I bought, which let's see if I can get it in the picture. Is the Demon Fin where he actually is like
Has the wig thing on?
no, the wig was the FYE exclusive. The
Okay.
Demon Fin that I'm picking is one like he was like in his wrestling gear with the
Okay.
face paint on.
Got
So yeah, I'm gonna take Demon Fin as probably my favorite, with my second being the Undertaker sitting in the casket that just came out.
All right.
Thanks for that one.
Very good. Jason, flats or drums?
Flats.
All right.
There you
Good.
go. Right answer.
I
That's
like
the right
that
answer, buddy. Right answer.
EJ, favorite wrestling video game?
One of the original WrestleMania games from like '92, I think was the one I liked the most. Can't remember the name of it exactly, but
All right. Mike, Chipotle or Moe's?
Chipotle.
easy answer.
Right answer. Jason, call, text, or FaceTime?
Text.
EJ, when we're talking eating it with wings, ranch or blue cheese?
Ooh. Fucking ranch. But I love both. I love both. I love both.
Boo.
By a smidge.
Wrong.
By a smidge.
Boo.
Mike, Jim Cornette.
He's a heel.
Jason.
I love this shit.
It's 2 a.m. You're in the frozen food section of Walmart. What are you going home with?
DiGiorno pizza.
Good answer.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that. I respect that. EJ, beer pong or flip cup?
Beer pong.
All right. Mike, favorite streaming service?
Oh, that's a good one. The cock.
I'm actually not gonna go that route. I'm gonna go MLB TV because I can watch a shit ton of out of market baseball games.
That's true.
There you go.
Right on the cock.
Jason, best sports team uniform ever?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I am ridiculously partial, but the Boston Celtics in like 2008 and on had the green with black lettering uniforms that were just so slick. And then close second, because they were the first ones to do it really correctly, were both the Miami Heat blackout and the Miami Heat white hot jerseys, where they did everything in white.
Yeah.
Beautiful jerseys.
Yeah. EJ, I assuming you've seen the throwbacks the Heat will be wearing this year.
Did not see the recent one. No.
I'll have to see if I can find it. But EJ, Halloween or Christmas?
Christmas. Although Halloween is I've never been Halloween guy growing up, religious reasons, but as I got older, I appreciate Halloween more. But I'm a Christmas guy all the way.
All right. Mike, best milkshake at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's a good one. When did you last go there, Mike?
It's been a couple weeks since I've been to Chick-fil-A. I love their peach milkshake though.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. But that peppermint one at Christmas.
True.
With the little candy bits in it. That would be my answer. Jason, Walmart or Target?
Target.
Oh, that's an easy answer. I hate Walmart.
Yeah, I'm not poor.
EJ, Vince Russo.
Bro.
Big Mac. Favorite pen color to write with?
Blue.
All right.
Correct.
Good answer.
Jason, TV series you're currently watching?
It's gonna come back, but Titans.
Okay. EJ, favorite potato chip flavor?
Can I pick two?
No, that you have a favorite.
God.
This is not a 1A, 1B.
You know what? Salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar.
Okay. I can respect
that.
it.
Barbecue is the other one I was considering, but salt and vinegar.
Mike, best non-wrestling WrestleMania celebrity guest. So like a celebrity guest that didn't wrestle in a match.
Give me Bob Uecker.
That's a good one.
Great answer.
I love that one.
Great answer.
I mean, Andre together, it's the best.
Jason, best Queen song.
Oh,
Who Wants to Live Forever?
nice.
Great answer.
By the way, plug. We just did a podcast.
Yeah, Discussions
Top
with a
10.
Nobody, which is my not wrestling and not sports podcast. EJ and I just recorded last night our top 10 favorite Queen songs.
And
There you
that was in your top 10 for the record.
That was in my top 10.
Nice.
EJ, favorite carnival or amusement park arcade game?
Wait. Oh, arcade game. Oh, wait. Say it again.
Like
Or
something you
amusement
would
park.
find like a game that you would play at a amusement park or a carnival.
Fuck, I forgot. Shit.
Nobody said.
I love the racing games and stuff. All the racing games they have there.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fair.
that stands out to me.
Mike, Justin Roberts.
Gian! Sorry, go.
Get off my television.
Thank you. Jason.
I actually probably have a better answer for Justin Roberts, and Daniel Bryan should have just kept choking him with the tie.
You're not
Oh,
wrong.
good card.
Jason, your favorite wrestlers, the favorite gear that your favorite wrestler wore.
It's got to be when Roman came back with just the pants and the gold glove. The fan, yeah, exactly. The Infinity Gauntlet. It was just too perfect, and he went on an all-time run.
You could hear ovaries just ovulating.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
My wife, when she sees him on the screen, it's over.
Yeah, it's over, man.
It's all over. AJ, best fast food breakfast.
Oh, breakfast? Oh man, I gotta go McDonald's still, man. Fucking the McMuffins and sausage McMuffins. It's still elite.
Nice, love it.
Yeah, correct.
McDonald's menu hack, by the way. Get the McGriddle but you can sub out the scrambled egg patty for the McMuffin egg patty.
Okay.
You're welcome. Last one. Mike, the 2022-2023 NBA champions will be.
Give me the Boston Celtics.
Jesus Christ, man! I swear to God,
Anything's possible.
EJ's just
thing sucks.
Buddy, we know Eric Spoelstra is the greatest coach in fucking basketball history, and he'll find a way to piss away another good opportunity by fucking something up, and they'll be like, it was somebody else's fault. It wasn't the coach's fault.
It was Jimmy's fault.
It's Jimmy's fault. Wow. All
right. Where are we going next?
All right. So next one, I think it's Mikey's topic here. Yeah, Mikey's topic.
Wow.
Can't wait for this one.
All right. So it was announced on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw that the season premiere of Monday Night Raw will take place in October. I thought with this, it would be a nice time to see how do we want the end of this season of Raw to go, and what do you want to see basically come to the forefront in the new season of Monday Night Raw. I'll let you guys start. I'll start with this, and I'll let you guys feed off of it into what you want to see. I shared this in the group chat a couple days ago. The smartest way to split the Universal and WWE title from Roman Reigns and going back to having two titles, which was the ladder match conspiracy where somebody and Roman are wrestling and one of them come down with a title, and it just is like, well, what do we do now? Got one, I got one. Let's just
it's the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. So I actually think that that's the most brilliant way to do it. The cheesiest way to do it would be obviously to have Theory of Relativity. I don't want to say his name too loud. Joe will come walking through that door.
Yeah, it's like his bat signal.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Somebody said his name? What?
12 abs? Was it 12 abs he likes?
I think that's the corniest way to get it off of Roman is have him cash it and then fall.
Beep, beep.
And then, so
it's Joe hightailing it in.
Exactly.
I saw one idea on Twitter that just, again, forgive me, I couldn't remember who brought it up, but I mean, at the next pay-per-view, he's putting the undisputed title on the line, and Sammy's in charge of packing Roman's bags. Well, only one title makes the trip. So it's just the WWE Championship. And yeah, sure, he can get screwed out of it or get a count out, or they can whatever. That's still the issue of pinning him which I don't think anyone should until he is
Well,
losing the
you
Universal
could do
Championship.
there you could do the cash in.
Yeah. And then
You
if it's
could
just like,
cash
okay,
in, have Austin pin whoever Roman's facing.
right.
I
That's
would love to
actually
see.
fucking great.
I would love
Yeah.
to see, and Joe, I can't take credit for this one. This one actually I have to give credit to Joe, even though he's not here. He said that he would love to see, because Survivor Series has always been Raw versus SmackDown. You know, so you've had the elimination matches, and you always have the champion against the champion. What if Roman Reigns comes out and Sami Zayn comes out and portrays Roman Reigns, the WWE champion, while Roman Reigns, the Universal champion? So you have champion versus champion, and then you have Theory cash in and pin Sami Zayn to win the WWE championship because he technically pinned Roman Reigns. I said, oh my God, that's so stupid. It might just work.
Yeah, that's pretty good as well. That's pretty freaking
That's a lot.
Well,
I'd
that's a
like
lot.
to-
But that's pretty brilliant. That's pretty good.
I'd like to see Gargano win the U.S. title.
Sure.
Solely to piss off Duke.
Hey, man, I love me some Johnny wrestling. So
Yeah,
What is his issue with Jonathan wrestling?
because he thinks it's too small. He has a
Yeah,
size
he-
issue. Which I told him, which I told Duke, Duke, you're 5'6". You're talking about you're shorter than I am.
Yeah, like the mindset there is one of these kind of like archaic mindsets of
Old
a
school
wrestler. Like if you see a guy in an airport, you should be able to know that he's a pro wrestler. Like it's such like a silly old trope that like so many people have.
there is something to be said for it, though, just in terms of the poster, the ring face downs, like the all that stuff. Because like Johnny Gargano looking up at Drew McIntyre would basically look ridiculous, no matter how much you know.
Sure. But I mean,
how much Little John can fight.
So Rey Mysterio looking up at a lot of people he's looked up at in his career looked silly.
Exactly.
AJ Styles looking up at a lot of the people.
I mean, I get the whole thing of not wanting every match to be flips and dips and all that. But I like variety.
David versus Goliath.
Not all of it, but I like variety.
Yeah, and I think yeah, absolutely, yeah. And especially right now when the top of your card is not flips and dips, and your Intercontinental Champion is certainly not doing flips and dips.
You're damn right.
I don't think
your
there's
US
anything.
champion ain't either. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
Who's
that guy?
He's sending people up flips and dips.
Hey Jim, who's U.S. champion? The U.S. champion?
Oh, that would be Bobby. Like I don't, but I don't think there's anything wrong with getting that title on Gargano. Absolutely not.
Yeah, right.
No, that's cool.
How about bringing back Fastlane? This buzz. beep, motherfucker.
So this is Ernest just trying to go through every one of Big Jim's soundboard clips.
Well,
right?
remember last week I had a bad week with those sound beats. Remember last week? So
we had a serious week last week. It's fine.
Yeah.
One. Jason, if you have one, go ahead. I'm kind of racking my brain for something I'd like to see in the new season of Raw.
I'd just like to see the trend we've seen under the new regime continue, where NXT is not some alternate dimension, and the match times, the people are getting time. So I want both those trends to continue, and I think other than that, hey man, it's a great time right now, so I'm not going to beg for too much.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of go on those lines, and I'll point it specifically towards the women. And the women's division, and now with the women's tag division. Okay, so we have the women's tag champions. We've seen a tag title change. I think we're assuming that sooner than later, now that the titles are on Dakota and Io, that Sasha and Naomi are returning. I don't think there's a whole lot of question there. But just continuing that direction, I think, and like tag team wrestling too. Like we can. There's rumors that some of the title designs are getting redone, and the tag titles are reportedly one of those titles that are getting redone. Hopefully it's not just another play on these awful designs they have now, but we'll remain to see that. So hopefully if we get a redesigned tag titles, that there'll be a renewed focus on making that part of the WWE world even more important.
Another one that I want to see happen. I would love to see a beefing up of the Alpha Academy.
Okay.
I would love to see someone, and I'm going to use this man as a specific name that I want to see be brought in to be part of them. Give me Braun Breaker as their newest member. Team him up with Otis, and give me a Chad Gable singles run.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Jim, I do ask that you get a clip of Chad Gable just at one point going, "Thank you."
How do I not have?
Add it to the docket. Dude, like between Mike and Matt and Kyle ask you every week to add more sound bites. It's fucking
okay.
It's insane.
Chad Gable going "shoosh please" and "thank you" is probably more of a necessity on this show than anything else. Because
without question.
Because when you say something stupid, I just want to hear "shoosh please."
I like it.
I actually, I would like to
You've got to acknowledge me on there, right?
What's that?
You've got to acknowledge me on there, right?
I would like to apologize to the listeners and the fans of both 3CT and the Take 3 Wrestling podcast that I have failed to get proper sounds on this board.
You know, you have like 200 already on your soundboard.
Oh, yeah.
160 I've stolen from you.
You couldn't use them correctly, hence I'm the producer.
Hey, that's life, right? That's life. I said this many times over about the brand split. I like the brand split, but I've also have not experienced a life without it because I came back with the brand thing.
I don't think you're going to experience it in the next 365 days.
Right.
No,
I'm not mad about that again. But I like to have an experience where like the brand split exists for at least for a couple of years.
I will say the last time that there was no brand split and they unified all the titles and it was like one world title, the set of tag titles, and the women's title, and they only had 3 title belts for both shows. Where I wanted to throw up in a bucket afterwards. Let's not do that. Let's not do that again.
Here's the thing with the brand split, and because I've read some rumors that the draft is not going to happen until likely like after Mania time.
Give me the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. It's the hottest crowd. Fucking let it rip.
Right.
That makes sense.
And it's day one of your new year. They tell us that all the time. So that's when you reset the deck. But so I think what we're going to see between now and whenever the draft is you're going to see SmackDown superstars. You're going to have Raw superstars, Raw champions, SmackDown champions. But you're also going to see NXT superstars occasionally on Raw. I think you're going to see like a Raw and SmackDown, or you're going to occasionally see main roster stars down in NXT, or you're going to see SmackDown wrestlers on Raw and vice versa, because we've already seen that at times. So I think they're gonna blur the lines a bit. But then then when we get to draft time, then we're gonna find out, is it still gonna be one of these situations where sometimes you have one bleeding into the other, maybe not. But yeah, between now and the draft, whenever it is, I think you're gonna see mixing of rosters at all times.
I'm in for it.
I don't think there should be a because you still have too many people. You have too many people for there to be one roster. Like there's a show on Wednesday and Friday that's proving that. And I know they have like 3 times the number of people WWE employees.
Oh, right.
But even still.
And again, I'm not against the brand split. I enjoy it. I just haven't experienced not having it since fucking 2001.
You're not missing anything.
So, but yeah, but I will say, if you're gonna keep the draft, have that shit happen right after Mania. Yeah. Common sense. Why make dolls make sense, right? Let's go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Anything else? Anything else in terms of what you want to see going forward? A new season premiere of Raw?
I don't want to mention anything about SmackDown because obviously those guys are in their own world. Because I obviously you could talk about Gunther and Imperium and all the stuff they have going on.
Imperium.
I want to see Rollins. I know somebody said Gargano is U.S. champion.
Me.
I want, and we're potentially seeing it coming up here shortly. Is I think I want to see Seth Rollins as U.S. champion. I want to see Rollins begin to right the ship, wins and loss wise, and make him as one that I don't think he's not the guy to pin Roman, but I want him to be a guy that you think could be the guy to pin Roman. And right now, he's not that guy.
I think he wins the title from Bob.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that then leads to Seth having matches with smaller guys of stature, Garganos, the Theories, the more, I'm not going to say flippy guys, but AJ Styles, Finn Balor, stuff like that. I think we get more of the Intercontinental title, or excuse me, the U.S. title goes back to being like the worker, like the okay, this is going to be that title on this show because we ain't got anything else to go after right now. So make it as important as possible until they decide to do whatever they're doing with the world titles. Because I still think that there needs to be a world championship on Monday Night Raw. Roman is not bringing the title over really ever. He's been on like 2 episodes of Raw, as we discussed last week.
Yeah.
I get it. When he shows up, it makes it more important. It makes it must see. But I'm good. We don't need to see Roman that much, but we need something for the main event guys to be fighting for on Monday Night Raw, except for the fact of, well, we're going to wrestle, and then we might wrestle Roman Reigns in like 6 months.
Right.
Or everybody will completely forget the fact that we were even fucking feuding, and who gives a fuck?
Right.
Jay, anything else you want to add to us in terms of like we want to see change?
By the way,
I mean,
that debuts the night after WrestleMania when Cody walks out with the fucking
Correct.
A winged eagle? Oh, fuck yeah.
Saying.
Go ahead, Jay. You were saying?
I'd like to see, just in general, the Raw needs a title at this point, unless you really start elevating the U.S. title, which everything that we've talked about, except I don't know, maybe John. But if you put it in the main event, hey, it's the main event, so you could do it. But otherwise, Roman needs to drop that WWE Championship somehow, by hook or by crook, man.
The question is when. That's the question.
No.
Saudi.
The answer to that question, Survivor Series.
I'd say either the Saudi show or Survivor Series.
The next 2 months, then. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if you do it at Sand Castles in the Sky or Sand Castles Galore, whatever the fuck we're calling this
Sands
one.
of Time.
I guess who would it be? I guess how do you get there?
I mean that I think that's a topic for another week.
Is this where Roman Reigns comes out and goes just because
add to the bucket
money? Just because there's a lot of money going around doesn't mean I'm going to defend both titles in your shitty country.
Yeah.
But here's a take. It's the safest place to do it because a U.S. crowd is probably going to eat that alive.
Sorry, the safest place for him to drop one of the titles was like a week ago back in fucking England or in Wales when you could have had fucking Drew fucking walk out with the WWE title.
But that didn't happen. So now we have to look forward.
Nope.
Okay?
That was the safest place to do it.
I mean, it would have been the safest place.
He's not wrong.
But again, it didn't happen.
Right.
He ain't lying.
So
right.
now we look ahead. Saudi's the safest place to do it.
I could see that, yeah.
Which is ironic.
It depends on what your move is, though. If your move is to take one of the title belts off of him and you're trying to get somebody over, have Theory of Relativity fucking come out there and fucking win a title.
Don't get Joe
Right.
excited here now. Don't get Joe excited here.
He'll get
Right.
he'll get all the heat in the world that he needs for the month that he holds the WWE Championship.
Well, the beauty with the Saudi show too, though, is like if it's Theory, they're going to play the part and boo him out of the building.
I think he's getting good.
And it's not going to be like U.S. crowd go away booing. It's going to be, this guy's a bad guy, I'm supposed to boo the bad guys.
Right.
That's the beauty of the Saudi, is the crowds play the part. The crowd in the UK played the part. So if you do it with the cash in, if you do it with if you do it with Sami Zayn forgets to pack both belts or one of the belts, fine. Whatever.
You see, Mike just wrote there, Saudi and safe in the same sentence.
Look, I know it's super ironic. Well, no, yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
I'm not touching that one.
but yeah, I like from a crowd reaction standpoint, it's the safest place. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, because here's what's gonna happen. He's gonna win the title in Saudi Arabia, and the plane's not gonna be able to take off again. We're gonna fucking run that back one more time.
Yep.
We're gonna run that back one more again.
Yep.
Good boy.
All right. On that note, Jason, the guest of honor, what do you have for us today, topic wise?
I just want to. I see a lot of belly aching and complaining, and the sky is falling about the little NXT kind of rebrand at the end of the show there. Where they simply just showed the NXT logo, the 2.0 logo. The 2.0 got wiped away, and then it went from color paint scheme to gold and white. Black and gold is not coming back. This is just you can't. First of all, imagine still calling that show NXT 2.0 in 10 years. It's just weird,
Oh damn!
So I think they're literally. We're going to get back next week. It's literally going to be, the LEDs are going to be the exact same, except it's as if somebody took a cleaning cloth and got all the paint splotches away. They'll probably add some sort of texture.
No more NXT paintball?
No, I think they're going to turn it. I think Triple H wants to make it a legit third brand, as much as it is still developmental, and it is very clear that they've moved away from being Indie Palooza Black and Gold back towards developmental, but at the same time they are on television. They want to put on a good show. So I think it is going to be a legit third brand. And you can tell because what did Grayson Waller tweet? One of the darlings over there. As soon as the NXT account tweeted the picture of the new logo, and then Grayson Waller retweeted it and said, "Are we still pretending black and gold was good?" So when one of your most prized talent is making jokes like that, guys, black and gold is not coming back.
And it really can't come back because a lot of the core of those guys are either on the main roster already or at AW.
Yep, up or
out
of town.
Let's try to recreate.
And look, here's something that I don't think a lot of wrestling fans are ready to hear or that they want to hear. Black and gold should not come back.
No,
the
black and gold exists. It's on Wednesdays.
Right.
Go watch. Enjoy it.
The black.
I watch it a lot.
Right. It's every Wednesday night. I don't know what the fuck that is on Friday night, but
a Rampage.
But like the black and gold brand is not sustainable long term. It wasn't designed to be sustainable long term. It was designed to scoop up everybody from the business that Vince McMahon and company didn't want to end up somewhere else. It was to make people tune in to wherever NXT was broadcasting from at that point, whether it was on the network and then eventually USA. But it wasn't built to build future WWE superstars.
Right back.
It wasn't built to create, like, Braun Breaker wouldn't have been a product of black
Right.
and gold.
Right.
Like Braun Breaker could potentially be a future WWE champion. I don't think Braun Breaker.
I think he would have fit in just fine in black and gold.
Where was he going to fit in? With Kevin Owens and Nakamura and Sami Zayn and every
Could
other
he
indie
keep up
superstar?
in that style of match? I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's
not go there. But
let's. So you're telling me that Kevin Owens never gets called up to the main roster? You're telling me Finn Balor never gets called up to the main roster? Because here's the thing: Braun Breaker just got into the business. So just because they decided to name it NXT 2.0, everything evolves and everything changes. Just because it's 2.0.
By the time he got signed and started debuting, they had already begun to not scoop up every indie darling, and they were cutting talent. They were cutting talent like I change underwear once a week.
And they kept him aboard for some fucking reason.
Well, now they do all these NIL deals and all these developmental deals and all these young athletes and things like that. I think we're going to see a whole new kind of pipeline. Couple of years.
If Braun Breaker ends up getting called up to the main roster and can go with those guys, then what's the what I'm saying is Braun Breaker I think would have fit in just fine because he would have. I mean, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan were fitting in just fine in black and gold also.
Yeah, and I mean in black and gold you just turn up the Steiner
right. But my point was Braun Breaker was a no-name nobody that with the size of the roster, like he may like a guy like him may very likely have just ended up as somebody on the cutting room floor in the black and gold, sign everybody bloated
yeah.
WWE roster.
So Apollo Crews.
Sure.
Who then went up to the main roster, had a WrestleMania match where he won your Intercontinental title.
Okay, or he could have very easily been. He very easily could have been an EC3, who was fairly big in NXT, but then was just dead.
then went rogue because.
But again, focus less on the name that I threw out because it was just the first name that popped into my head. Like it's just the idea. There wasn't a ton of like quote unquote homegrown talent in black and gold. The refocusing of NXT is actually a more sustainable product and idea for the WWE long term. Because you are bringing in people specifically to make them stars in your world. That's never what black and gold was about. So like with those NIL deals and stuff like Jason brought up, like those people, the reason that they're signing people who aren't for the most part, like these huge indie darlings is because with those people, with the people they're bringing in that like don't have a ton of previous experience, is you don't have to unteach bad like you don't have to reteach them how to do things the WWE way. You just teach them that from the start. So I think taking the framework of what they were doing with 2.0, sprinkling a little Triple H daddy dust on there. Let's get rid of these bright colors.
Scissory daddy dust.
Well,
let's put it gold.
Make no mistake. I think that, like the main roster, they will take a even bigger turn than they are right now towards match time and things like that. And it might get a little more indie-rific for certain people, but that's just an evolution, and it's not going to be a total. We're going back to skulls and iron wings and poppy, screaming intros and things like that. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's going to be A plus B equals C.
Correct.
And that's exactly what it should be.
Well, because also what comes after 2.0, 3.0.
Yeah.
So it's lame at this point. I mean, I'm kind of a part-time NXT fan. I have much to weigh on this one because, like I said, limped back in this whole thing in 2019. got into NXT at the very tail end of the Black and Gold era, and then like when the pandemic happened, I kind of fell off after that, a little bit after that. 2.0, I watched the pilot of the 2.0 a year ago, and then I've been pretty much I haven't watched anything. I keep up with a little bit to see who's doing what, but I don't watch it regularly. So, but I mean, it is clear now that I mean, maybe it is clear, I guess, that they are still a development brand and they're going to keep it that way.
Yep, definitely.
I think as much as 1.0 was a third brand, it was also a developmental brand. I get it.
Right.
Finn Balor was arguably one of the best professional wrestlers in the world when he came to NXT, but he still had to learn the WWE style. There was still developing and development that was going on to get him to where he is now on the main roster. So while 1.0 may have been indie darling central pro wrestling gorilla with an endless amount of payroll, there was still an end game to NXT 1.0.
Yeah.
NXT 2.0 is now, we don't have the ability to sign every indie darling for multiple reasons. Our roster's too bloated. AEW's a thing. Hell, there aren't even that many independent companies to go pick from.
Nick Khan won't let me.
Right?
Let's be honest. That Nick Khan ain't letting me.
It's just to me, it's just weird because like when I got into NXT in late 2019, like a lot of people consider that time like at the end of height of power for that brand.
Right.
So it's weird to see it.
But when you look at it now, I think there are just as many guys from 1.0 now to 2.0 that could go from 2.0 to the main roster right now and be serviceable.
Okay.
Carmelo Hayes could be good. Braun Breaker could be good. Grayson Waller could be good. The Creed brothers could be a positive input to the tag division.
Speaking of which, Carmelo lost the title this week. Is that now being happening? You think it's happening now?
He lost it to a member of the Bloodline, the guy who just debuted on SmackDown.
That's right.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. He should have lost the title to Ricochet, even though I hate that fucking guy.
He's still Dick, right? He's still Dick
at Worlds Collide, because you could have left Ricochet down there for a couple weeks, have him feud with a Grayson Waller, have him feud with Trick Williams, have him feud with a couple other guys down there, and give the title to someone who needs developing a character with a title.
Sure.
Carmelo Hayes' tweet when he lost the title is all you need to know about the Carmelo Hayes character. He didn't lose the North American title. The North American title lost him.
That's right. He's right, too.
He is the character right now. When you think of MVP of 2.0, from the time it started to the time it ended, the MVP of the bioluminescent brand is Carmelo Hayes.
Correct.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah, of course.
And that's why he's right now the Wrestler of the Year in our voting. But what I will say is, I don't want Black and Gold back. I don't. Let me preface this.
Either.
I spent hours at Full Sail. TV taping, takeovers at the Big Four. When me and Joe went to all that, we went to all the takeovers, including War Games.
Nice.
War Games! War Games! War Games! War Games!
So I was there the night that Kevin Owens made his NXT
re-debut.
So I was there when Dakota Kai kicked Tegan Nox's face dead off and turned heel. Like, I'm all for Black and Gold. I've spent a lot of time being invested in Black and Gold. You're never duplicating Black and Gold. And it's not from a wrestler perspective. The fans that made NXT Black and Gold are not the same fans that are showing up to Bioluminescent. They will not be the same fans that are showing up to 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, Spaghetti-O. Don't matter. The people that the fan base that made the black and gold brand the brand that you had to go see every week are not coming back through those doors anytime soon because they're invested in AEW. They're moving on from professional wrestling. Maybe they're taking a break. Maybe they've spent so much time and energy like I have following the black and gold brand that it's like, wow, you took what was ours and just was like, here, let's punt this thing into an oblivion. And I also 100% transparent. I think the pandemic changed a lot of things.
Oh, of course.
They're not Full Sail anymore. They're over at the Capitol Wrestling Center now, or the Performance Center, whatever the fuck they're calling it now. I just think that there are things when you look at NXT moving forward. What does NXT have to do? They have to get guys ready to go to the main roster. They got to get characters right for those guys, and they got to move those characters from NXT to the main roster. I don't need, and I'm going to use this guy as an example, I don't need Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano teamed up as DIY. Being one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling at the time. Bring them up, and you're going to put Tommaso on there as Tommy Champs, the Brooklyn fighter, and Johnny Gargano as John Gano, the fucking Cleveland crime boss. Like, I don't need them being two completely different characters when they come up. Like, let those guys be those guys. Like, you call up Carmelo Hayes tomorrow, let him be the Carmelo Hayes that he's been in NXT. Don't change his character to Melo Anthony, former NBA fucking basketball player. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. It just
I think we'll see a lot less of that.
Yeah, I think with the new regime, I think those
especially because a lot of people are getting their first names back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I think they're trying to reestablish that.
You might see things like what like Io Shirai changed to Io Sky. Like if there's a name, a first name, last name that's maybe not as easy for everybody to say, or to remember, you may see it there. But yeah, I don't think you see these drastic changes anymore, or I don't think you see Karrion Kross go from him and Scarlett to Wish.com demolition. Like I just don't think those sort of drastic changes are happening anymore.
I'm just shocked at how fast and rapid these changes have happened though. Like I thought it'd be a little more subtle in this. No, after SummerSlam, Hunter like fucking gas.
There was a great quote I saw the other day from like Triple H, and I'd have to find the source, but it was something along like when you have two people who are like picking their favorite ice cream flavor. Mm-hmm. Like one person will pick vanilla. He's like, I'm picking now. This is my time to pick. So like basically what he's saying is like, I'm running the show. Mm-hmm. This is my shit now. That's clear. Like he doesn't have to be worried about what Vince McMahon wants. Cause like, even like, let's be honest, like had the things that happened not happened, like even if Triple H is running the show, like if you don't think that there's a fucking red World War III phone connected to a house in Stamford, you're out of your freaking mind. But because of the way everything went down, like I truly do do I think that like in some way, shape, or form that like Stephanie McMahon's not talking to her father? No. Like Triple H is Vince's son-in-law. I don't think that like they've completely cut him off like a bad appendage from like their lives completely. However, like I truly do believe and I think the last couple weeks have shown it, like this is Triple H's house now. And he's making it very clear this is his house.
The name changes the word the biggest clue, because that means to me it was so sudden.
What is that?
Is that the
concept
NXT
art for the new WWE World Tag Team Championships?
Looks better than the short one.
I hate the round shape, but at least there's a at least it's not two gladiator heads headbutting each other.
Well, and it's also not silver on silver on silver.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right, fellas, let's get to wrestlers of the week. Mike, do you have your stuff ready to go? Your
hold on. Yeah, let me open up the spreadsheet.
yeah. Just to get a little better lead into that.
All right, I'm ready.
Should we let the guests go first on this one?
Yeah, you can take Joe's picks because Joe's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, wrestler of the week.
For you.
For
Hold on,
me,
you're gonna end up with 2 because so we do it draft style. So you take one and then everyone will go, and then you take another one and then everyone will go, and then.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Solo Sikoa.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Jim.
Give me the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota and Io.
Sky and Buddy, really?
Hi, Jax.
Say hi. Hi.
Hi,
Or
Jax.
Or not. Okay. Whatever.
Hi, everyone.
Don't be rude.
What's up, bud?
Say hi. Nope, gonna be shy.
Nope.
All right, Ernest, you're up.
Give me the guy who has another title shot next week. Give me Gian Moxley. Not a bad match against Sammy Guevara. Not a bad match.
I'll take the other guy who's fighting for a world title on next Wednesday's show. I'll take the American Dragon.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's on you, Jay.
Give me MJF.
Yes. That promo was awesome. No, Jim was saying it sounded forced. The promo last night.
Yeah, no, I he's doing the best he can with what he was given because of Punk. But my personal theory is that obviously we were supposed to walk out of All Out, and all we were supposed to be talking about was MJF. That did not happen. And so now he's desperately trying to claw it back with all these tweets about, WWE, well, subtly hinting that he's going to move to WWE or whatever. And at this point, I'm just like, the jig is up, man. You're pushing this way too hard.
Yeah,
it's sailed. The ship has sailed, but that's not his fault.
No,
And
I
he's
don't blame
doing
him.
the best he goddamn can. So you know what, MJF.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and to me, like to the promo last night, like to me, it feels like they're trying to get a pipe bomb on every show now.
Yeah, for sure.
It's far too evident.
Fuck you, Phil from Chicago.
Who's that?
Me?
Jim? Yeah.
Give me the guy who is the number 1 in the PWI 500. Give me Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge him.
All right, Ernest.
Give me the team. I don't think it's a title shot though, but it was a great match on the. Give me Swerve in their glory. Great match against.
Robin.
It was a successful title defense last night, right?
I was online though. Was it online?
Yeah, it was a title defense.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was online.
Okay.
All right, so my pick here, I will take Bianca Belair, who retained her title
Okay.
on Monday Night Raw, and then Jason gets the last pick again as we have our 9 nominees.
And so somebody pick a tag team. How big of a group can I pick?
However many.
Is that
It's better.
give me Imperium?
Ooh.
Yeah.
You have the song. You have the Imperium, the right chance.
Yo, they got the new music. Dude.
I'd much rather have that song back.
No, they have a new song now.
I know, but I'd much rather have this one back.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to Jim to kiss the door to his bedroom.
Yeah, of course.
Remember, gentlemen, Samat is sicker.
All right, fellas. Any final thoughts? Before we get out of here.
Adam Hangman Page should have been higher than Phil from Chicago from your resident Buzz Lightyear.
Factual.
Correct.
Jim, any final thoughts?
No. I mean, are we going to go round do plugs then after the final thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no final thoughts.
Jason, anything on your mind?
Nothing other than I would like to take this opportunity to thank you. First of all, thank you guys because this has been a blast. Thank you for having me on. Thank you guys. We got to get you guys on our show more often because you guys are always a hit. So
yeah.
And Buzz Lightyear, we'd love to have you, man. So come on over anytime. And then other than that, I just want to acknowledge my tribal chief, the GOAT.
I told you,
Universal
these guys are so
champion.
fucking marks for Roman Reigns.
No, hold on though. I'm a special case, man.
Right.
They acknowledge Roman and Rob they're legitimately they love Roman. But
Yeah,
I'm
Rob's
he's my guy, dude.
Yeah, Roman,
and he's been my guy way before. Like I went with that guy at WrestleMania 32. So get out of here.
I forgot Rob is a Charlotte Flair guy. That's right.
Yeah, Rob is Charlotte and Roman.
Oh.
He's just the biggest of front runners.
Yeah, he ain't close.
So, but yeah, I just want to acknowledge my tribal chief. So.
My final thought actually is I watched Dynamite last night and I'm watching all this great talent on this roster. I'm thinking to myself, do we really need CM Punk back here? Honestly,
No,
because he doesn't move the needle for me anymore.
No.
Like the return was nice and a couple of feuds were cool, but like I'm watching these guys and like, do we really need them on AEW? No, we don't.
If you ever want to hear my thoughts on Philip Seymour Brooks, you can listen to my podcast, the Mindless Wrestling Podcast, brought to you by the Chairshot Radio Network.
I do every week.
You can see them. You can see them on the chairshot.com. Always use your head. So I do that with my buddies Rob Bonnet from the Rob of Genius podcast and my buddy DJ. So and I'm very not a fan of Mr. Phil Brooks. So
Yeah,
you
You
can
had a
go
rant
back
2
to
weeks.
some of our. Sorry,
You guys shit on Phil a lot on that show.
we did, and also I want it on the record though. Go back to the show that we did after he came back.
Yeah,
because I gave that guy a absolute 500 yards of rope. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, you know what? Reset time. You had your time away. You got your problems with WWE. Fine, whatever. Let's just reset right here.
said the right
and
things
see what
also.
happens.
Said the right things
What?
initially. He said the right things initially. Said the right
Oh,
things.
absolutely, he did. So I want to put over the younger talent. I want to do this, that, and the other thing. And then Phil decided to fill. So there you go.
How many other young talent did he put over though?
Other than
He
Darby, that's
He
it.
won. He
Other
won.
than Darby,
the
that was it.
I
Yeah.
think Darby was it. That's it.
Mike.
No,
I-
he should have taken the buckshot lariat and looked up at the lights. That's what he should have been doing if he wanted to put over younger talent.
Right, exactly.
Mike, I'll tell you this: go head over to the Mindless Wrestling YouTube channel, and there's a rant by this guy here, Jason, that I know you, Mike, will particularly enjoy.
Wait, the Celtics one?
No, the one about
Brooks.
Chick Magnet Punk.
Oh yeah.
Remember, under oath.
Yeah, two statements that need to be made every time we talk about Philip Seymour Brooks. One, during his lawsuit with Colt Cabana and the doctor and all that good stuff, he had to say under oath, under penalty of perjury, that the CM in CM Punk stands for Chick Magnet, which is hilarious. And Psycho Sid WrestleMania main events 2, CM Punk 0.
You guys can use that. I love it.
Those are the facts.
Anyway, plug away, Jay. Plug away. Anyone to plug?
Just the Mindless Wrestling Podcast. You can find us on the Chairshot Radio Network, on Spotify, and all the other platforms. You can find me. I'm at Jedi Fett on Twitter. So hit me up. I'm pretty friendly, I think.
Absolutely. Producer Jim.
Yeah, 3CT. We had our live show earlier tonight. We have the recording in the can for Tuesday. It's a fun one. Tune in. It's a good one. But the podcast version drops every Tuesday. Live show every Thursday night. You can get us at 3countthursday.com. Everything's there. Twitter at 3Count Thursday. You can get me on Twitter at Big Jim Sports, but also the Huddle Up Podcast every Tuesday night with Ernest. I can't get away from Ernest.
3 nights in a row. Tuesday Huddle Up.
3 days
Last
in a
night
row.
there's a nobody, and then tonight this
I've
one.
probably talked to you more than I've talked to my wife in the past 3 days.
That's scary. That's
Terrifying.
scary shit.
But Ernest, our friend Kyle, and Matt from 3CT, we do the Huddle Up Podcast on Tuesday nights. You can get that at Huddle Up Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, or Twitter and Facebook. All podcast platforms for that one. And then also discussions with the nobody. Like I said earlier, Ernest and I did the top 10 favorite Queen songs.
Not best.
Not necessarily the best, but our top 10 favorite So check that out at DWAN Pod on Twitter. Discussions with a Nobody on Facebook. You can get that on all podcast platforms as well.
Michael,
You can follow the show
Michael.
at Take the Number 3 Wrestling. You can follow me on Twitter at They Call Me Burn. You can follow me on Instagram, Mike Bernier _ for the personal account, or Fat Kid Certified SC for the podcast account. Other than that, we do have some final scores from around the league. Sid 2, Phil from Chicago 0. That's final. As well as the fact that in title matches that we actually give a fuck about, Phil can't seem to win them. Other than that, guys, it's been real.
Michael.
you can follow me on Twitter, of course, at EJ Christopher 7 Earthshaker Podcast. Another busy week of shows. Check it out, of course, on any podcast catcher. Earth Speaking podcast also on YouTube. Other than that, fellas, great show as always, and we're back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Later.